Thank you so much, Shareen. Good afternoon to everybody. Yes, I am Sharni. And hi. And I'm so excited to be here and see familiar faces. And really grateful to the Hotel Hospitality Expo for inviting me to speak today. So I think I can guess two things about everyone in the room. Firstly, you work really hard. Well, it's the hospitality industry, of course you do. Secondly, I'm sure you might have been a little busy these last few days leading up to the expo, is that right? So today, before we start, we're going to all take a few deep breaths and that. So I invite you to close your eyes, sitting up nice and tall, and taking a deep breath. Exhale, release. Breathing in for 4 counts. And exhale for 4. Last time, deep breath in. And breathing out. And just staying here for a moment. Feeling that shift in your body. And finding a small moment of silence in a busy day. Coming back to boundaries, back to peace, back to stillness. Now that is wellness. Not a spa, not a retreat in Bali, not a green juice, but this feeling inside, right here, right now, in this moment, in a conference center in Cape Town. Keeping that feeling within you. Take another long, deep breath. And exhale. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Beautiful. Now that feeling, that is exactly what the modern wellness traveler is wanting and is searching for. And that is what we are going to be speaking about today. So, wellness is one of the significant emotional, social, and cultural opportunities of our time. And today I'm going to be speaking to you about the global wellness economy, and specifically around the what, why, and how on wellness tourism. Because the return on investment in wellness is not only financial, it is a return on humanity, a return on community, on purpose, and a return on the very heart of what we are building here in Africa. So today, I will start, and then Shareen will follow, and we'll be sharing with you why this is significant for you, for your guests, for your staff, and for the future of hospitality across our continent. But first, let's look at the problems. So we are now living through one of the largest, biggest shifts of humanity. Political instability, economic uncertainty, AI disruption, residue of COVID, loneliness, stress, burnout. Humans are exhausted. And the busier the world becomes, the more artificial it is. The more people are searching for stillness. The more they want something real. And this is fundamentally changing tourism. So the modern traveler no longer wants mass tourism, is no longer looking for transactional experiences. They are wanting peace, freedom, authenticity. They are looking for transformational experiences that genuinely improve their well-being. Now, there's three problems that we're looking at. So essentially, the first is the travel customer. Now, these customers are feeling extremely overwhelmed. There is so much choice. And so specifically around the wellness market, then they realize that they don't even know who the credible facilitators are. How do they know who to trust? They are searching for a community. They want to feel safe. Then we have our wellness industry. Now, the wellness facilitators, I see a few of you in the audience. Wellness facilitators are wearing a lot of different hats. They're trying to figure out marketing, tech, how to reach the international audience, and all they want to do really is show up and facilitate, do what they love. Then we get the tourism industry. Now, the tourism industry is selling what they know. They lack reliable and vetted facilitators, and there's no flagship wellness offering. So even though wellness is one of the largest sectors globally, and it's growing fast, there's not a lot of businesses that are tapping into it. And perhaps the largest problem of all is that South Africa's barely in the game. So we are missing a huge opportunity. And why is that? Well, this is something I've been researching for the last 2 years. So I've been chatting to government, to tourism industry, to facilitators. And what I'm noticing is that there are definitely the individuals that are flying the flag alongside me. However, the industry as a whole has not really woken up yet. And I find that it's because a lot of the time we are still telling the story that we've always told, which is mainly around safaris, penguins, and wine farms. And yet there is such a bigger story to tell. So what is wellness? Now, wellness is no longer a trend. It is not a niche. Wellness is a whole global movement. And according to the global wellness economy, in 2024, the global wellness economy was valued at $6.8 trillion. And it's growing at more than 7% annually. So to put that into perspective, wellness is now 4 times the size of the pharmaceutical industry. It is bigger than the whole of the tourism industry, which is at $5 trillion. It is bigger than the green economy at $5.1 trillion, and it is bigger than the IT industry at 5.3. And as you can see, looking at just, there are 11 different sectors of the wellness economy. One of them is wellness tourism. Now, that wellness tourism was worth $894 billion in 2024. And that's growing at 10% per year. So, when we look at the numbers, wellness tourism is bigger than adventure tourism. It's bigger than adult tourism. It is bigger than ecotourism. And it is almost bigger at all three put together. So for you, those of you who love your stats, there are over 1 billion wellness trips booked per year around the world. Now that is with a growing group of 40 million digital nomads, of 3 billion conscious consumers, and of 90 million lifestyle and wellness content creators. And wellness travelers, the international ones, spend 53% more than your average tourist. But now, that's just international. In South Africa, actually, 50% of our wellness tourism market is domestic. So the question is, So no longer is wellness tourism worth investing in. The question is, why is Africa not fully participating? Just to clarify, wellness tourism, according to the Global Wellness Institute, is travel associated with the pursuit of maintaining or enhancing one's personal well-being. Now, I often find it gets a little bit misunderstood, so just to clarify, wellness tourism, what it is, let's start with what it is not. What it is not is a massage or a gym or a spa. Not only that. It is not medical tourism. It is not adventure tourism. It is not only a yoga retreat. It is not only a luxury experience. What it is, at its heart, wellness tourism is the pursuit of one's spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And what that looks like is nature, healthy food, mindfulness, culture, sleep, a really rested nervous system, community, sunshine. Now, these are not luxuries. These are basic human needs. And this is where I believe Africa can truly shine. So the magic combination, what I believe is wellness tourism plus medical tourism plus adventure tourism plus ecotourism. All four of them joining together. I don't see these industries as competitors. I see them as partners. And the modern traveler, especially the younger generation, is wanting health, adventure, nature, and transformation all in one trip. This is where South Africa can really shine. So in the Sax's recent white paper, they shared that adventure tourism generated 12 billion rand in direct expenditure in 2024. And the largest emerging market were the soft adventures, hiking. So my favorite quote in the paper said, "You don't have to throw yourself off a bridge to be an adventure traveler." And I think that shows us where the world is going. Offline is becoming the new luxury. People no longer want screens. They want sunsets. They don't want notifications. They want the sounds of birds. They now are wanting to really connect rather than listen to algorithms or having to work with them. So essentially, when done well, wellness transforms lives, not just the destinations. Why? Why me? Why now? So I feel extremely blessed and honored to be standing here as the Wellness Tourism Ambassador of Cape Town, officially endorsed by the Western Cape government. And who knew that a yogi who was passionate about wellness would actually be collaborating with the powers that be? Yes, definitely extremely grateful, but a little surprised as well. And clearly, wellness tourism is a thing. I have been in the wellness industry for almost 20 years, and I've been facilitating, well, actually working in branding and marketing as well for almost 26. Now, what if I'm really honest? I had been living and breathing wellness since I was a little girl. And then in 2021, sorry, not 2021, it was actually longer than that, 2011 in Cape Town, I started my first women's wellness company, Follow the Sun. We ran wellness retreats to Bali, plenty to Bali. We ran some to Sri Lanka as well. And the ones that were really popular were our local yogurt and wine meetings. That was back in the day when I was still drinking wine. I also volunteered for the Earth Child Project for 5 years. This is where I was teaching yoga to the kids in Kailicha. That's where I really saw how wellness completely transforms lives. I've also been blessed to be able to live in London, to live in Australia, to live in Indonesia, and for 5 years living in Bali, working in the wellness and tourism industry, facilitating at wellness festivals, teaching at retreats, working at teachers' trainings, and also working at the largest wellness studio in Bali called the Yoga Barn. Now, because I believe in balance, I also spent a lot of time in tropical bliss on my supboard, sometimes upside down, but mostly just frozen. It was a really great life. But over the years, I have facilitated many corporate wellness programs. I have spoken on international stages as well as local ones. I have written for local and international magazines, and very gratefully became an international best-selling co-author. There have been many brand activations that I've been part of, as well as working as corporate Women's Day events. So now this is where I've seen thousands of women really redesign their life, doing a kaiki, doing a palfi, but making such a difference. I facilitated more than 7,500 yoga classes to large audiences, as well as little ones. And the best part about my job is that it doesn't feel like work. It feels light, joyful, and the impact is real. When these people have been integrating all these wellness lessons, lives shift, relationships deepen, businesses transform. So, the one thing that I really learned when I was overseas was the biggest gift that I received was perspective. And I saw how destinations were positioning themselves globally, how wellness or how tourism was positioning themselves, and how it was really making a difference to the economy, and how wellness was essentially the greatest, fastest travel experience, and was growing at a rapid rate. But my heart has always been here. And so when I moved back to Cape Town, I realized that we have exactly what the world is searching for. Sunshine, warmth, nature, infrastructure, luxury, as well as affordability. We have our rainbow nation. We have a booming tourism industry, and we had world-class wellness facilitators. And so 18 years ago, I actually had written a proposal which I presented to a Cape Town hotel where I was teaching yoga at the time. They were polite about it, but they said no. It was definitely before the time. I was clearly presenting it way too early, but I've never let go of this vision. And 2 years ago, I met Rashid Tofi from the Western Cape government, who introduced me to tourism director Jacques Scholz. They then introduced me to Mandy and Julia and Amanda and all the ladies of First Grow. They then introduced me to the Women in Tourism ladies and Shireen. And they then introduced me to Dr. Cameron Pillay at NUR. That's when I realized that there are business leaders, there are government, there are organizations that are flying this flag as well, that also see this vision. And where do I see this vision going? I believe it is a bright, conscious, inclusive, and connective future for all of us. And the beauty of it all is that we are just getting started. So that is my why. Why now? Well, yes, humans are tired, but they are also waking up, and they are pissed off. The locals are tired of being outpriced in their local cities. A lot of the people are just also tired of seeing the the local communities and the local businesses being overrun by these big hotels. Youngsters are tired of seeing the masses that are destroying the environment. And so the next generation of tribalists are conscious, values-driven, and awake. They've grown up with Avatar. They know the story. And they have a voice. Social media has given them a platform. AI has given them information. And now it seems that influencers are the latest travel agents. Substack writers are the latest journalists. And AI, the latest travel and tour operator. So tourism has fundamentally changed. Are you flexible enough to pivot along with it? And then there's the good news, because there is really a lot of good news. The good news is that tourism is no longer just accommodation providers. Tourism is now an emotional experience creator. Hotels are essentially transformational spaces. And so this is where Africa can really shine. Africa is ready. And it's not about us becoming the next Dubai, because Dubai's strength is technology and luxury. Our strength is different. Africa's strength is soul. And according to the Global Wellness Institute, South Africa is actually ranked at number 33 in the global wellness economy. But UK is at number 5. I don't know about you, but I feel that we have far more to offer than a lot of the countries ranked above us. But it's time to act now. Yes, technology automates systems, but tourism is deeply, deeply human. And the destinations that are going to thrive are going to be the ones who help and support the traveler to feel human again. But we need to protect what makes us valuable. We need to support and look after the local communities. Take care of our natural resources. And really support the ancient healing traditions, the indigenous communities. How do we include them? So this is a how. This is where each one of us can make a difference. So looking at the hows, first of all, what you can do is, let's all start by shifting. Shifting is shifting our narrative. So my invitation is for us to evolve how we are positioning South Africa globally. What is the story that we are telling? How can we build a more layered story, and including things like halal tourism, adventure tourism, wellness tourism? And it mustn't be around wellness washing. It needs to be genuine experiences. It's up to us to be able to educate the trade, so provide the B2B marketing kits, to organize and host wellness fam trips. And this is where we can really make a difference, because the stories that you tell then attract the conscious consumer. Then we can integrate. So how do you integrate wellness into your business? Now, we're not expecting you to become a retreat space overnight. What you need to do is just ask one question. How can you make people feel better? And what does that look like practically? Perhaps it's including healthy food into your menu. Maybe it's looking at the lighting in your rooms. Basic things that can help to support people feel better. Then it is all about learning. So learning from others. Westgrow, DDAT, Western Cape government are actively looking at how we can position the Western Cape in the global wellness market. Cape Town Tourism has already started filming some wellness tourism videos, and hotels and safari lodges like Singita, like Londolozi, like Sphere, even places like Sashwa, like Sante Wellness, they are either integrating wellness or they're creating their whole business model around wellness tourism. The same as our tour operators, Go to Africa and Satori Africa are great examples. So it's just really around looking at who is doing this well already and how can we connect with them? How can we follow their example? This comes to the last point, which is collaborate. So this is about how we can all work together. Now today, this is the first time that I'm sharing this all publicly, and it's very exciting because this is what we've been working on for the past 18 months behind the scenes. So firstly, I'd love to introduce you to our wellness agency, Africa. Now, we are a wellness consulting agency, a marketing agency, and a talent agency for the hospitality and tourism industry. And where we can support and help you is to be able to build those wellness strategies, to bring together those wellness products. What does a retreat look like for you? And then not only that, but we can help market that as well as put you together with our top-tiered, hand-chosen, incredible, vetted wellness facilitators. Think of it like a model agency for wellness hosts. Then, that's mainly our B2B. Now, this is what we're looking at for B2C. So we're going to be launching this towards the end of the year for season. World Guide Cape Town. World Guide Cape Town is essentially a wellness travel and conscious community platform. So this is a marketplace and a booking system for hotels, healthy restaurants, resorts, wellness hosts, retreats, safaris, anything that is wellness related. And essentially, it's a tour guide on a platform for the conscious person who is coming into Cape Town. What's great is we are also then allowing and integrating genuine revenue and visibility for partnerships and referrals. If you'd like to be a part of the World Guide Cape Town or connect with us at the Wellness Agency or have me speak at your next Women's Day event, then please just take a photo of the QR code and fill in the form and connect with us, or you can come and chat to me afterwards. So, to finish up, I believe that we are entering an era where wellness is the new wealth. And the destinations that understand this the earliest will be the ones who really thrive. They will be the ones that will be making a difference and lead the future of travel. Not through ego, not through greed, but through humanity. So, in a world filled with noise, may Africa be the place that people come to for peace. In a world shaped by artificial intelligence, may we be the place where people come for authentic human connection. And in a world that gets faster and faster as the days go by, may Cape Town and the Western Cape become a sanctuary for wellness, well-being, nature, and soul. Now, people arrive in Cape Town and they say they love it. There's something about Cape Town. That something is a freedom. It's the warmth of our people. It is the beauty of our landscapes. It is the soul and the energy of our homeland. And that is our superpower. So the more we can tap into that, the more we can position ourselves in a conscious, intentional way, the more we are going to be able to really thrive. And if you think about it, wellness isn't something that Africa needs to import or to catch up on. It's ingrained in us. It's indigenous. It is who we are. It has always been here. So, the world is ready. The market is growing. The community is waiting. And I invite you to connect. Let's create a legacy and really uplift wellness travel in Africa together. Africa is ready, and Africa's time is now. Thank you.